What's good, everybody? In today's video, we're going to cover a trade breakdown on dollar yen. Finally back from vacation, got a little tan going, a little darker, a little more melanin. We were able to capture 13.3R profit last week in the Telegram community. I'll be sharing a lot of these trades in the Telegram until it starts to grow a little bit, as well as the Discord, so take advantage while you still can. Alright guys, so we're here on the daily for dollar yen. Like I said before, a lot of these trades are going to be shared in the free Telegram until we get to a certain amount of members, and I'm going to gravitate my attention towards just the Discord primarily. So I want you guys to take advantage of the free Telegram while it's still available. Looking at a higher time frame right now on dollar yen, this is basically what we were looking at early in the week last week. Starting January 24th. So first thing I did was I looked at my fundamentals, and as you can see, we had some red folders that morning for USD. So flash services PMI, those came out, those were high impact, as well as the next two orange folders. So we were expecting some drastic movements on the US dollar for that day, right? So starting the week, I'm on the daily. This was Tuesday on my vacation. On a broad standpoint, we can see that we formed a low on Monday, January 23rd, and that low never took out this prior low back in 2022. So we can mark it off there, right? And zooming in on the daily, we can mark out some of our structural points. Just ignore this these markups. These are just some of the entries that we took. I wanted to make note of them. So what we did was we marked out our overall daily range using our Fibonacci. We can take this high to this low and plot it like that. If you want, you can also use a horizontal ray just to make note of where you are in the range. And then we drop down to the 4-hour time frame as we continue our top-down analysis. And this is what we were seeing on the 4-hour that morning. We were coming from a low and moving towards these highs, the 618-786 area, right? So there's one high in particular that we could mark, and this would be this one here, formed on the 23rd. Or sorry, the 17th, not the 23rd. That's the year. My bad. And we could just mark that out as a high, and then I would drop down to the 1-hour, and this is a closer look at what we were seeing for that morning. So during Asia, we dropped down into this high volume area created in London, and it looks like we were ready to make another bullish push. Now in my mind, oh, what happened to trading view? There we go. Okay. So in my mind, I was waiting to see what the news release was going to do. I wanted to see this high get ran as buy side liquidity, and I wanted to see this 1-hour high volume supply get mitigated. Doesn't have to happen, but the way we trade, we want to anticipate where price is going to reverse from, right? So we have some buy side liquidity here. You can see where my entries were. I just wanted to mark them to make note. This is our high that we're looking to get ran, so we can drop to a 30-minute time frame after we identify our supply. 1-hour supply. Boom, 30-minute. Now this is the time I was like waking up, kind of just getting a look and feel for the charts. I think news was at like 9 something, so we could just fast forward here, and you can see that news shot up, taking out that high, and our limit order was triggered. Okay, so we were put into the market using a limit order because I wanted to see a very volatile move taking out buy side and then a large push down. Okay, so we got exactly what we're looking for here, and our entry was 131003 or 006 in that area, and then we had our stops above this previous high where our supply was, right? So if our supply didn't hold, that was our invalidation point, and that's where we would want to be out of the market. Okay, so our overall target was the low of this range. It just looked like a very weak low to target for the week, so this is more of like a higher time frame entry, but we use this entry to base our bias for the rest of the week. Okay, so in New York we took this sell and we just held it, right? We just let it do its thing until our target was fulfilled. Okay, so end of New York, going into Asia, price retraced a little bit, but I was super happy with this entry. I just set my stop loss break even, so it's a risk-free trade, right? What you want to do when you're in profit trading is always set your stop loss break even when you're given the opportunity to, right? Because that just means you're putting less risk of your account into the market, and you're just trading smart, right? You're cutting your losses early if it does reverse. Okay, so we had some rollover into Asia with some more bearish price action, and I don't trade Asia, I only trade New York, so we just let the trade do its thing. If we get stopped out, we get stopped out, right? So we held that overnight into London, and price had a quick little pullback beginning of New York, right? So if we drop to a lower time frame, this would have been the next day, and overall our target for this low had not been met yet, but we were still in the market with this higher time frame position. So we just held that position, and then we observed price action through the beginning of New York. Okay, so I was waking up about 7, 8 a.m. and we were seeing price retrace into this bearish structural leg. Okay, so what I was looking at on the 5-minute was this extreme supply. I wanted to see it get mitigated, and as price was dancing around in it, we tapped into it twice, and then we had our break of structure to the downside. We took a market execution while monitoring this area, stops above that high. Okay, and we held with the same target in mind from our previous entry, right? So just following our bias early in the week, we took this entry. I forget what I went to go do. I think I went for a swim or something, and then price broke structure, allowing me to set this entry break even. And then as I came back inside for some lunch, we had some retracement up a bit, and we were able to get in again on an aggressive entry. Okay, actually I don't think I put this to break even. I let this one run. So as I saw we were coming back into another bearish structural leg, I used my fib to see where we were, and we were dancing around the 786. There wasn't a clear supply zone for me to draw here. There was a tiny little imbalance zone here. Sorry guys, I know the chart's getting a little messy. So I saw this little imbalance zone as well. Let me just delete the fib, as well as a possible extreme supply here. So I was able to take another market execution here aggressively and use the previous high as my invalidation point, and price played again into our favor. We were able to get some bearish momentum, and it was like around here I put this one break even and I let this one run a little bit. Okay, our target was still here. So this is just developing over New York. Price was trickling, all take profits were set, and now all my positions were break even, which means no risk on the table, and this one would be in a little bit of profit if these were to take a loss each. Okay, so we just let those play out over into Asia. super stress-free. You know, when your positions are break even, you don't really have to worry about them. I count break evens as wins anyways, and overall our targets were met in Asia towards midnight, right? So I was probably getting ready for bed around this time and woke up to some nice profits. So you can see how using our overall direction, liquidity concepts, we're able to formulate a bias about the market, enter a limit order or a market order or a stop order, doesn't matter, whichever one is best for the situation you're in. And we're able to scale into our winning positions to turn like a 3.4 hour trade into a 13.3 hour trade, right? So some of the best traders I know, some of the guys that I've met in communities, they get funded by using the scale in approach. So when you get a little more experience in trading, you'll learn that there's certain positions that you can really maximize your profits in just by following your bias that was set earlier in the week, right? So you see how on a Tuesday we took a pretty low risk to reward trade and turned it into a huge risk to reward trade just by following price structure and momentum, right? And if we have humble targets, we're able to walk away with enough profits for the week to really benefit us in the long run, because a lot of people, they try and hit home run trades all the time and they're not always going to happen. So scaling in like this is always recommended. If you guys found some value in this video, please drop a sub, drop a like. It would help me out a lot. I'm just starting my YouTube channel and I love to meet new faces, talk to new people. If you're looking for some free resources, I have a free ebook as well as a free Telegram community mentioned before. Anybody's welcome to join. It's open to the public. Come chat, come network, come meet new people. It's more than welcome. Okay, thank you very much, guys.